Well, good day, subscribers. Hope you guys are having a great day out there as always. Well, we got some huge news out today. One of the most famous short sellers, if not the most famous short seller of Tesla stock, has placed bets now that Tesla stock is gonna rise. Yes, you heard me right. Jim Chanos. If you do not know Jim Chanos, that's a picture of Jim Chanos right there. Now, in terms of Jim Chanos, he describes his investment strategy as being based on intensive research into stocks, looking for fundamental and large market failures in valuation, typically based on underestimated or previously unreported failings in the business or market of a stock. He follows this research by committing to usually large, short positions, which he is willing to hold for a long period of time. So basically, putting that the easiest way possible, he's usually shorting stocks to hopefully go to zero. He's holding these for a long period of time. He's not like shorting for a short period of time, like thinking, oh, this company might miss earnings, so let me short this stock or something like that. If Jim Chanos is getting involved in a position, he usually believes the stock is going to zero, which he has been on record of saying Tesla's worth nothing. So I assume with Jim Chanos, his short position on Tesla is to hopefully have the stock go to zero over time, okay? He began his career in the 1980s as a short seller, and his most famous position that kind of like made him a popular person was they did bet against Enron in 2001, okay? And that's like Jim Chanos' big success, and that's like put him on the map and like made him really famous in the short seller community. And it's kind of funny how short selling works, because all you need is one really big success and you all of a sudden have like a big name. Whereas like if you go long shares, right, you could have 100 great investments and still not make a huge name for yourself. But as a short seller, all you need is one really big company that you short it to absolutely fail, like an Enron situation, and all of a sudden you're super famous, okay? And it's just kind of silly the way it works, okay? This guy's biggest success in terms of putting him on the map happened back when I was like 12 years old or something like that. I'm about to turn 30, okay? It's been a long time. And you know who called this out? Kamoth called this out in an interview he did with CNBC. They kind of pushed him on the whole notion that, oh, Jim Chanos is short Tesla. He knows what's going on. Jim Chanos isn't delusional. He knows that Tesla's a good short position and whatnot. And Kamoth basically said, Jim Chanos, he's a guy that makes money once a decade. He said, Jim Chanos makes money once a decade. While the market rips up, this guy bleeds money. He's never on CNBC. Every time something works, he's there for 5 minutes. And it's so true. And it's not just Jim Chanos, it's a lot of these short sellers. They'll lose money and lose money and lose money and lose money consistently while the market goes up, because what happens? The market usually goes up, right? But that once every 5 years or 10 years that their short position actually works out and a company fails, oh my gosh, we go and like throw these guys parades and act like they're godlike human beings or something like that. And it's like, where are some of these guys on the Fortune like 400 list, okay? Where's Jim Chanos on that list? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of great long investors that are far, far ahead of him in net worth and success and all those sorts of things, right? But yet, you know, like, oh, you shorted Enron, oh my gosh, you're all of a sudden God or something like that. It's just ridiculous, okay? Now, Jim Chanos has made some ridiculous statements in the past, this being one of them. Jim Chanos, this was back in 2018, said Tesla's falling behind General Motors and Audi in software. And I'm like, Jim Chanos, what planet are you on exactly? Like, go see the software in any General Motors vehicles that are out there right now, or any Audis that are out there right now, and then go see like a Model 3 or something like that. Like, they're not even close. And that just kind of speaks to the delusion that some of these short sellers kind of like they actually think like, oh, this automaker is actually ahead of Tesla. And it's like, look at what's going on in the real world and tell me how General Motors or how Audi is ahead of Tesla. Like, it's just an absolute joke. But they get away with it, and they get on TV and they throw across these talking points, and the media puts it out there, and CNN and CNBC and whatnot. It's just ridiculous, okay? Now, I was doing a little more research, and I found this interview from a few years ago in regards to Jim Chanos. He was on Bloomberg, and they asked him straight up, they said, what would it take for you to give up on your Tesla short position? And Jim Chanos said, quote, I would have to begin to see the company make money, okay? Now, let's keep in mind, Jim Chanos, from my understanding, has not given up his short position yet. And let's keep in mind, 2 of the past 3 quarters, Tesla has been profitable on the bottom line. So Tesla has technically begun to get profitable. And depending on how this quarter goes, this could be 3 out of the past 4 quarters where Tesla has been profitable. So we'll see if Tesla's profitable again. Will Jim Chanos actually stick to his word? He said many years ago that, hey, when Tesla starts to make profits, maybe I'll think about covering my position. Let's see if that actually happens, or he's going to kick the can down the road and say something else, okay? Because that's what a lot of these short sellers do. They'll say, oh, Tesla can't do this, or if they do this, or that, I'm going to be so right on this, and then it doesn't work out the way they want it, and then they kick the can down the road and they say, well, they can't hit this number, or they can't do this, or Elon Musk missed this timeline, or Elon Musk said something on Twitter, or something like that. They always point at something else than what they originally said, okay? So it's just something to take into account. Now, I had some trouble finding exactly what price Jim Chanos has been shorting Tesla at, and I found some reports that basically he could be short around the $200 mark. Now, once again, I don't know if that's 100% confirmed. He could have shares short, at 300. He could have shares short at less than 200. I don't know, but we can assume it's somewhere maybe around $200, okay? So seeing the stock is at about 226 today, and maybe he's down just very slightly on the position. Maybe he's made some money, maybe he's lost some money. We don't know 100% for certain, but if he has been shorting around 200 for the majority of his short position, then he would be down slightly on the position, right? But that's a lot better than where the stock was at, obviously, a few months ago when it was like $387. That was back at the end of 2018. The stock was just roaring and shorts was just absolutely getting destroyed at that particular time. Then all of a sudden we go into 2019 and just like so much stuff has been made up about, oh, Tesla has no demand and things like that. And it's just absolutely ridiculous because we're going to see Tesla's going to put together one of their strongest quarters ever, if not the strongest quarter in the company's history, that is about to come out probably in probably 3 to 5 weeks, depending on when Tesla announces their results. And we're going to see that, oh my gosh, there is actually a lot of demand for Teslas. And oh my gosh, look at those year-over-year numbers. Year-over-year numbers could be up 100+%. It should be an unbelievable quarter regardless, okay? Now, in terms of what came out today, this came out of Tesla Rarity, but basically Tesla's biggest short, Jim Chanos, is betting on Tesla's rise in the latest SEC filing. Now, basically, if you don't know, like investment funds or things like that, they have to do SEC filings when they make moves. So although they might not want something disclosed, they kind of have to disclose it, okay? So that's why something like this comes out. It's not because Jim Chanos is necessarily saying, hey, look what I went ahead and did in regards to Tesla. It's because he was forced to kind of let that information out, okay? But SEC filings from noted Tesla short, Jim Chanos, has shown that the short sellers fund is now long $420,000 worth of Tesla call options. Now, the filing didn't provide any information about Chanos' short bet against the electric car maker or the call options, the strike price, or the premiums paid, but the filing does give an impression that Chanos, long considered as Tesla's stock's biggest short, is considering a potential rise in Tesla's stock price, okay? Now, the question we got to kind of ask ourselves here is Jim Chanos doing a complete 180 in regards to Tesla, or is he doing something else, okay? Now, we have seen complete 180s back in 2018. For instance, Andrew Citron, he had a complete 180 change. He went from short Tesla shares to long Tesla shares, okay? He went from literally being a short of the company to saying, hey, I'm going long this company, and basically the reason he said was because the competition is a joke. He said something along the lines of the competition is taking Ambien or something like that. And he said they're just starting from way far behind where Tesla's got, and Tesla's years in front of the competition and whatnot. So he actually went long. And the question is Jim Chanos doing something like that? I do not think so, okay? I do not believe Jim Chanos is going to do a 180. I don't think he's going to cover his Tesla short, although I think it might be a good decision for him to cover his Tesla short. I do not think that's what he's going to do. What I believe he is doing here is he went ahead and bought those call options because he is afraid that Tesla's stock price could go up in the short term. I would say if I had to place a bet, those were probably short-term call options of some kind, maybe something over in like the 1 to 4 months out time frame. And essentially what this does is it allows, if they're wrong, and especially in the short term, and Tesla announces a great quarter and they have a lot of positive things to say about guidance and whatnot, and let's say Tesla stock roars higher, $280, $300, something like that. They're kind of looking at it as at least we can make some money from the call options on this game, okay? And you'll see this from short sellers a lot, where if they have a big short position, they'll actually buy some call options just in case they're wrong, just in case the stock roars higher, they can at least make some money and cover some face in that situation. And some people do it if they have a really long, a huge long position as well. Let's say you have $100 million long in Tesla stock, for instance, right? You go ahead and place $1 million worth of put options or something like that, just in case Tesla stock went down in the short term. You could go ahead and profit from that. So in my opinion, that's what's going on here. I don't think Jim Chanos is doing a 180, but like I said, I think it would be a good decision for him to go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to cover this position because Tesla has huge demand. They got Shanghai opening in a few months, like then they have Model Y coming next year and things like that. Like if you're Jim Chanos and Tesla can raise money at will, if you're Jim Chanos, it kind of just makes sense to say, hey, let's cover our position, let's get out of this. I don't know if he'll do it, but I can tell you if he ever did do that, that would be a huge win for the Tesla investor base, a huge win, okay? Now, just before you guys leave, I want to draw your attention to one really cool video that is going to go viral over the next week, okay? It's this video by Simone. It's I turned my Tesla into a pickup truck. It's like a 31-minute video. It is so cool. I checked that out this morning. Super cool video. Needless to say, that video is going to go absolutely viral over the next week. I would expect it to pick up many millions of views because that is a really cool video, guys. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think in that comment section. I really want to hear from you guys. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button if you enjoy the Tesla videos. Thank you for watching and have a great day.